Christmas Eve miracle incoming. Archangel Michael says, "The blessing you've been waiting for is arriving tonight, but it will only be shown to those who stay until the end." My child, my beloved. Something is already shifting in the realm of spirit. Heaven is no longer silent. The stars have been rearranged. And your name was whispered under the breath of angels tonight. There is something that is being sent to you right now, something only your heart can receive. You've been waiting for this for far too long. But I must warn you, if you walk away now, the miracle will be passed on. Because this miracle, it comes with timing. And the time is now. Do not let your eyes close before finishing this message. This is Archangel Michael. And I have been ordered to appear before you, yes, you, this Christmas Eve. Because tonight, the final piece of the blessing you've been praying for is arriving. But it's hidden in a spiritual envelope. Invisible to those who doubt. And clear as day to those who stay. So stay, my child. Please, stay. Let this message unfold before your spirit like a scroll written in gold ink by God's own hand. You're not here by accident. You didn't stumble upon this message. You were led. Pulled. Chosen. Do you feel that weight in your chest right now? That's confirmation. Your soul knows something divine is happening. And tonight? It will arrive at your door in a form you never expected. But only if you remain. This is your final chance this year to fully receive what's been written with your name on it. Before we go further, listen closely. Subscribe right now to this channel where heaven keeps sending you messages like this. Because, my child, you keep skipping the signs God sends. But this time, you saw it in time. This time, you didn't walk away. This time, the miracle caught you before you missed it. And now, everything changes. Tonight, at exactly the hour your soul has cried out in silence, an angel is walking toward your house. Carrying the answer. Carrying the breakthrough. Carrying the divine yes. But only if you open your heart. Only if you stay. Only if you don't close this before the final word is spoken. Because the miracle is hidden in the final lines. And the enemy is trying everything to stop you from seeing it. He wants to distract you. Make you scroll. Make you say, maybe later. But there is no later. The gates are closing. The light is about to strike. And you, my beloved, are about to witness something that will feel unreal. You've cried enough. You've begged enough. You've been faithful even when nothing made sense. And heaven has watched you. We have seen every tear you cried quietly on your pillow. Every "why me" prayer that never left your lips. And we remembered. We recorded it. And tonight, God responds. With a miracle that will touch your finances. Your health. Your family. Your deepest wounds. Because this Christmas Eve is not about gifts under a tree. It's about a gift that cannot be wrapped in paper. A gift only heaven could deliver. And Archangel Michael is here as the courier of that gift. But you must promise. You won't walk away before the final word. Because something you've been dreaming of is hiding in this message. A detail you've long forgotten will be revealed again. A door you thought was sealed shut will creak open once more. But you must stay with me, my child. Stay with me until the final word. Even if your mind tells you to go. Even if you think you've already heard enough. You haven't. Because this is the moment heaven reveals the secret. The blessing is timed. And tonight at midnight, a divine visitor will arrive. Not in the form you expect. Not with flashing lights or thundering skies. But in the quiet. The stillness. The whisper at the end of this message. So breathe. Be still. And keep your heart open. Because if you leave now, you may never hear the name. The name of the person who is carrying the key to your breakthrough. And yes, their name will be revealed. But only to the one who stays. Only to the one who believes. And you, my child, are already halfway there. Will you continue? Will you trust? Because if you do, everything is about to change. Right now, your future is trembling in the realm of decision. But heaven is watching. And God is saying, I am ready now. I only need them to stay until the end. Subscribe right now and don't let this miracle pass you. Because the final part of this message holds the name. The place. The timing. And the blessing. And if you leave before that moment, you'll miss the delivery. But if you stay, you will not just witness the miracle. You will become it. My child, my beloved. There are some moments in life that are not just seconds passing through the clock, they are portals. Gateways. Thin veils where heaven bends low enough to touch the earth, just for you. This is one of those moments. I want you to listen closely, because the spiritual energy around your life right now is electric. A shift has begun. And while the rest of the world celebrates with candles and ornaments, something more ancient and more powerful is moving toward you, a divine current that has been building silently behind the scenes. For weeks, months, even years, you have been walking through shadows. Through setbacks. Through silent heartbreaks you never told anyone about. But tonight, heaven says, the long night is over. And before the clock strikes a sacred hour, you will receive a sign that proves God never forgot your name. I am not speaking in symbols or riddles, child. I am telling you plainly, you are being visited tonight. Not by accident. Not randomly. But by assignment. There is an angel whose wings have already spread above your home. There is a light being sent to undo the darkness you've been carrying in silence. And as you read these words, a divine instruction is being whispered across the stars: your breakthrough must not be delayed any longer. What you've been asking for. What you almost gave up on. What you thought was impossible, buried, or blocked. Heaven is saying, unseal it. Release it. Bring it forth now. But child, this will only be seen by the ones who trust until the very last word. Because the full revelation is hidden in the end. And only the faithful ones are allowed to see it. I am not speaking in symbols or riddles, child. I am telling you plainly, you are being visited tonight. Not by accident. Not randomly. But by assignment. There is an angel whose wings have already spread above your home. There is a light being sent to undo the darkness you've been carrying in silence. And as you read these words, a divine instruction is being whispered across the stars: your breakthrough must not be delayed any longer. What you've been asking for. What you almost gave up on. What you thought was impossible, buried, or blocked. Heaven is saying, unseal it. Release it. Bring it forth now. But child, this will only be seen by the ones who trust until the very last word. Because the full revelation is hidden in the end. And only the faithful ones are allowed to see it. If you're still reading, it means your spirit has recognized the call. It means you didn't come this far just to stop halfway. It means something ancient and eternal in your bloodline knows that this night, this very night, is when the chains fall. When the blessing arrives not as thunder, but as the soft breath of destiny finding its way back to you. And you, beloved, have cried long enough. You have been patient long enough. You have stayed humble while others were celebrated. You blessed those who cursed you. You gave while you had almost nothing. And now the heavens open. And all of it comes back. Multiplied. Accelerated. Glorified. But please understand, miracles have a voice. And they speak only to the ones who remain in alignment long enough to hear them. If your spirit is still with me, if your eyes are still open, then the message is still unfolding for you. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are right on time for the door to open. But this door is not physical. It is spiritual. It opens inside you, and what comes through it will change everything in your physical world. Money. Healing. Restoration. Relationship. Inheritance. All of it is waiting behind the spiritual door that opens when you believe without walking away. So don't walk away. Not yet. You're almost there. Heaven is watching. The angel I sent to you is watching. The moment is approaching. And it requires your stillness. Stillness, yes. That's the key tonight. Not panic. Not rushing. Not doubt. But stillness. The stillness that says, I believe something is coming. Even if I don't see it yet. Even if my eyes are tired. Even if my heart has been broken before. Stillness is the language of deep faith. And you, child, have that faith. I see it. That's why this message found you. Others scrolled past it. Others skipped it. Others rolled their eyes. But you? You stopped. You listened. You felt something holy rise up inside your chest, and now you're here. That means the miracle is still scheduled for you. That means your name is still in the delivery room of heaven. That means the spiritual GPS has not removed you from the map of divine intervention. But you must hold on. Just a little longer. Because something shocking is about to be revealed in the next lines of this message. Something you didn't expect. A hidden truth. A name. A confirmation. Something that proves this is real. And you must be here when it arrives. Pause here for a moment and do this if you haven't. Subscribe now. This is not just a message, this is a meeting place between your faith and your future. And we don't want to miss another divine alert because you skipped the signal. Stay connected. Stay in alignment. Stay awake. My child, my beloved. You have no idea how many meetings were held in heaven to prepare for this hour. You were the topic. Your breakthrough was discussed. Your pain was brought before God. And I, Archangel Michael, was given one task, to carry this message to you and not let you leave before receiving it in full. That's why I keep pulling you deeper into this moment. Because something is about to happen in your life that will defy logic. It will shock even you. And it will prove that the blessing of Christmas Eve is not a story, it is an experience. You are about to live it. But only if you stay. Only if you finish this. Only if your heart remains soft and expectant. Because the moment you see the sign, and yes, there will be a sign, you will remember this message and say, God warned me. And he was right. You may be wondering what exactly is coming. I will tell you. But not all at once. Because divine information must be absorbed through the Spirit, not the mind. What's coming is a reversal. A reversal of what was stolen. A reversal of what was blocked. A reversal of what was delayed. It will happen quickly. It will happen before others can stop it. And it will happen through a path you least expected. That's why you cannot try to guess it. You must receive it. Stay with me, beloved. Even if the world pulls at your attention. Even if the enemy whispers, this is too long, just skip it. That's the trick. That's the test. Because the blessing is hidden in the end. And the ones who rush never see it. But those who stay, oh, those who stay, they receive everything. Tonight, your miracle is cloaked in divine timing. And that timing is now. My child, my beloved. What you don't yet realize is that heaven is far more involved in your life than you've ever imagined. There have been silent interventions. Quiet rescues. Invisible hands that caught you in the very moments where destruction nearly found you. And tonight, Christmas Eve, is not just about lights and songs, it's about light invading your soul. The kind of light that doesn't flicker like candles, but burns eternally within your spirit. God has been preparing this night for you for longer than you know. And I must tell you the truth now, because your spirit is ready to hear it. Someone tried to block this blessing from reaching you. Yes, there was a delay. Yes, there was a spiritual resistance. But it wasn't because you weren't worthy. It was because the blessing was too powerful. The enemy saw what God was sending, and he panicked. But what the enemy failed to understand is that you were born with divine timing in your bones. You were born with promise in your bloodline. You were born with a light that cannot be dimmed by deception. And so here you are, on the brink of something massive, not even realizing the magnitude of what's about to collide with your life. Tonight, your miracle is cloaked in divine timing. And that timing is now. My child, my beloved. What you don't yet realize is that heaven is far more involved in your life than you've ever imagined. There have been silent interventions, quiet rescues, invisible hands that caught you in the very moments where destruction nearly found you. And tonight, Christmas Eve, is not just about lights and songs, it's about light invading your soul. The kind of light that doesn't flicker like candles, but burns eternally within your spirit. God has been preparing this night for you for longer than you know. And I must tell you the truth now, because your spirit is ready to hear it. Someone tried to block this blessing from reaching you. Yes, there was a delay. Yes, there was a spiritual resistance. But it wasn't because you weren't worthy. It was because the blessing was too powerful. The enemy saw what God was sending, and he panicked. But what the enemy failed to understand is that you were born with divine timing in your bones. You were born with promise in your bloodline. You were born with a light that cannot be dimmed by deception. And so here you are, on the brink of something massive, not even realizing the magnitude of what's about to collide with your life. Don't underestimate this moment. I'm not speaking softly because this message is fragile. I'm speaking softly because the power behind it is so intense, only gentleness can carry it to your soul. If I shouted it, it would crack the atmosphere around you. If I tried to force it, your spirit would collapse under the weight. But if I deliver it like this, like a whispered miracle, it will bloom within you like fire that doesn't burn, light that doesn't blind. And you will feel it. You'll feel the tingling in your hands. The tears you can't explain. The silence that suddenly becomes heavy with purpose. That's how you'll know this is real. That's how you'll know the miracle is already coming closer. I am telling you, what's about to unfold in your life is not going to make logical sense. You will try to explain it to others, and they will look at you like you've gone mad. Let them. Let them stay blind while you see. Let them remain in the waiting room while you walk into the answer. You don't owe anyone an explanation for the blessing that's been assigned to your name. And yes, your name has been spoken aloud in heaven today. It happened in a divine council. Angels bowed as your name was read aloud. God nodded. And the moment he nodded, your entire timeline began to rearrange itself. What was behind you is now beneath you. What was broken is now being rebuilt, silently, steadily, supernaturally. And while you're reading this, thinking nothing has changed yet, everything has. The people who ignored you will start to wonder what shifted. The people who left you will begin to feel the void you once filled with grace. But you won't be bitter. You won't be angry. Because the blessing that's arriving tonight will be so overwhelming, so overflowing, so filled with divine mercy and richness, that you will have no room left for resentment. Only gratitude. Only awe. Only praise. And child, listen to me, it's coming sooner than you think. Even now, the moment is getting closer. The air around you is vibrating with anticipation. Something is being unlocked in the spirit. You are not waiting anymore. You are now walking into it. But stay. Stay with me until the end. Because there is something very specific that will be revealed only in the final moments of this message. A vision. A name. A location. A spiritual password, so to speak, that will activate the full release of what has been stored up for you. Before I go on, I ask you again, if you've not done it yet, subscribe. Not because we need a number, but because the next divine message will come faster than this one, and if you miss it, you'll be left wondering why things paused again. Stay aligned. Stay ready. The miracle flows only through open gates. Keep your gate open. My child, my beloved. The reason this message is long is because God is trying to unclog what has been buried inside you. He's peeling away every layer of fear, failure, shame, and doubt. You've carried too much for too long. And He refuses to pour pure oil into a cracked vessel. So before the blessing flows, He is healing you through every word. These words are not just text. They are divine medicine. Read them like prayer. Read them like prophecy. Read them like the first clear sky after a storm has broken the windows of your life. Because that's what they are. And this storm, the one you just barely survived, it had a name. But that name is being erased. God is renaming this season. And your next chapter begins with a title, Unexpected Mercy. That's the miracle of Christmas Eve. Unexpected mercy. Overflowing grace. A breakthrough you never saw coming. And it's not just financial. It's not just emotional. It's going to touch every layer of your existence. Your energy will return. Your confidence will rise. Your voice will no longer tremble. Your mind will no longer race. Your house will feel lighter. Your phone will ring with good news. Your nights will be filled with peace instead of dread. This is not wishful thinking. This is not spiritual fluff. This is the actual evidence of divine movement, and you're reading it in real time. So keep reading. Keep your heart soft. You may not feel worthy, but heaven disagrees. You may think it's too late, but heaven laughs at such limits. You may have been skipped before, but not this time. This time, you were the first name on the list. This time, the miracle was made in your size. And I, Archangel Michael, was sent to guard it until you received it. No one can take it. No one can steal it. But you must remain. Because in the next part, I will give you a glimpse, yes, a direct glimpse, into the moment your miracle activates. And when it happens, you'll remember this night forever. You'll say, it was on Christmas Eve, during that long message, something shifted. Because child, it's shifting now. It already has. You're not waiting for the miracle. You're in the middle of it. My child, my beloved. So keep reading. Keep your heart soft. You may not feel worthy, but heaven disagrees. You may think it's too late, but heaven laughs at such limits. You may have been skipped before, but not this time. This time, you were the first name on the list. This time, the miracle was made in your size. And I, Archangel Michael, was sent to guard it until you received it. No one can take it. No one can steal it. But you must remain. Because in the next part, I will give you a glimpse, yes, a direct glimpse, into the moment your miracle activates. And when it happens, you'll remember this night forever. You'll say, it was on Christmas Eve, during that long message, something shifted. Because child, it's shifting now. It already has. You're not waiting for the miracle. You're in the middle of it. My child, my beloved. There is something happening in the unseen right now, and I wish I could open your eyes for just a second to witness the way heaven is moving for you. If you could see what I see, the way the angels are rushing to arrange circumstances, the way timelines are bending in your favor, the way something that once looked final is now cracking open like the door you thought was locked forever, you would fall to your knees in awe. You have no idea how many things were set in motion the very moment you opened this message. Because this isn't just a message. It's a divine alignment. A conversation between your spirit and the higher realms. And while your human mind may still feel confused, your soul already knows, a miracle is near. So close, in fact, that you'll feel it before you see it. You'll sense the shift before the evidence arrives. You'll start smiling without knowing why. You'll feel peace in situations that once made you anxious. And that's how you'll know, the blessing is not just on its way, it's already brushing against your reality. There is something I must confess to you, child. I was not sent just to speak. I was sent to protect what is about to be released into your life. Because this blessing is rare. Sacred. Personalized. Not everyone is qualified to carry what God is placing in your hands. That's why your waiting period felt so lonely. That's why you were isolated. Hidden. Set apart. Not because you were rejected, but because you were being prepared. Just like a priceless treasure is kept under guard until it's time to unveil it, your life has been divinely hidden until now. But tonight, on this sacred Christmas Eve, the curtain begins to rise. And you, yes, you, are being revealed. Your name will be spoken in rooms you've never entered. Your story will be brought up in conversations by people who don't even know why they're thinking about you. That is what happens when God's timing collides with your obedience. You stayed. You trusted. You kept reading. You didn't skip like before. And now, you are about to see why the wait was so long. The miracle you've been asking for was never denied, it was being tailored. Designed to fit not just your desire, but your destiny. And child, sometimes the delay is the favor. Sometimes the silence is the sign. Because had the blessing arrived too early, you would have shared it with people who didn't deserve to witness it. You would have placed it in the hands of the wrong ones. But now? Now you know better. Now you are wiser. Now you have boundaries. Now you don't settle. And because of that, the blessing can come and finally stay. Not just pass through your life, but build something with you. Grow something through you. Overflow into those around you. This is not a one-time miracle. This is a seed. What happens tonight is not the end, it's the beginning of something generational. Something eternal. And you were chosen to carry it. Let me tell you what I see coming, there is going to be a divine encounter before the night ends. It may be small on the surface, a message, a call, a sudden idea, a moment of stillness that makes you pause, but it will hold the signature of God. And when it happens, you will know. Your spirit will whisper, that was it. It will not make sense to your logic, but it will make perfect sense to your soul. It will be the evidence that what I'm telling you is true. But only if you stay open. If you rush, you'll miss it. If you dismiss it, it will delay. But if you lean in, truly lean in, the blessing will land. And it will change the next chapter of your life forever. And now, my child, I need to share with you a truth you may not have been ready to hear before. But I trust that now, because your heart is soft and your eyes are open, you will understand. There has been someone close to you whose energy has silently blocked the flow of blessings into your life. Not because they're evil. Not because they wish you harm. But because their connection to you was built on pain, not purpose. And heaven has been gently moving them out of your path, not as punishment to them, but as protection for you. You will begin to notice the space they leave behind. But don't rush to fill it. That space was created so that something new, someone new, can enter without competition. There is a divine relationship forming around you. A spiritual friendship. A heavenly alignment. This new person, when they appear, will not drain you. They will pour into you. They will recognize the light you carry. They will protect your name in rooms you aren't in. And they will walk beside you as your miracle unfolds. But first, you must let go of what heaven already released. And again I remind you, my beloved, subscribe now if you haven't already. Because this flow of divine messages is not stopping. What is coming next may arrive in minutes. If you're not connected, you may miss the moment the miracle knocks again. Stay aligned. Stay anchored. Let nothing distract you now. My child, my beloved. And again I remind you, my beloved, subscribe now if you haven't already. Because this flow of divine messages is not stopping. What is coming next may arrive in minutes. If you're not connected, you may miss the moment the miracle knocks again. Stay aligned. Stay anchored. Let nothing distract you now. My child, my beloved. Do you know what I hear over your life right now? Laughter. Celebration. Bells ringing in the spirit. There is so much joy being prepared for you that even the angels are singing ahead of schedule. You may feel tired. You may feel like nothing is happening. But heaven knows otherwise. Behind the scenes, there is a banquet being prepared in your honor. A celebration for your survival. You've made it through things others never could. You've endured betrayals and heartbreaks and rejections that would have broken someone else. And yet here you are. Not just alive, but reading this message from me. That alone is proof of your spiritual strength. And now, because you didn't give up, something glorious is coming. Something beyond explanation. Something that will make people say, how did that happen for them? And you will simply say, it was God. You won't need to justify it. You won't need to defend it. Because when heaven moves, it leaves no room for debate. Only wonder. Only worship. And soon, that's all you will feel. Wonder and worship. Because the Christmas Eve miracle has already been dispatched. And by the time you sleep tonight, you will feel its warmth surrounding you like a whisper from heaven. My child, my beloved. You've made it this far for a reason. You didn't click away. You didn't scroll past. You stayed, and because you stayed, the heavens remained open above your name. You have no idea how many souls needed this message tonight, but it found you. Out of billions, it found you. That's not coincidence. That's confirmation. You've been whispering silent prayers into the darkness, hoping someone, anyone, was listening. And I'm here to tell you that your voice echoed through eternity. God heard you when you were too tired to speak. God counted your tears when you didn't have the words. And now, that same God is answering, not with noise, but with a gentle but irreversible shift. The ground beneath you is no longer the same. Something has shifted. Something has broken open. Something has been released. And before the world wakes up tomorrow morning, you will feel it. It may come in the form of peace. Or a dream. Or a message from someone you haven't heard from in years. Or a knowing so deep that no fear can argue against it. That's how heaven works. Quietly. Suddenly. Permanently. Don't look to the outside yet, the change begins on the inside. The miracle is already moving through your bloodstream. Through your energy. Through your atmosphere. It's warming the cold corners of your heart. It's brushing off the dust of delay. It's reminding your soul who you are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not cursed. No matter how long it's felt like you've been wandering, tonight the path is being cleared. And what felt heavy for so long will now begin to feel weightless. The spiritual burden you carried, the invisible one that made everything feel twice as hard, is being lifted by angels even now. We are rearranging things behind your back so that when you turn around, the door you thought was sealed will be wide open. That is the power of this night. Christmas Eve is not just about memory. It is about motion. Forward motion. Sudden motion. Supernatural motion. And child, because you stayed, you are included in the outpouring. But let me warn you with love, when this blessing arrives, not everyone around you will understand. Some will be confused by your glow. Others will question your peace. Some will try to drag you back into an old version of yourself that no longer exists. Don't go. Don't shrink. Don't explain. You owe no one an apology for what God is doing in your life. This is not something to hide. This is not something to downplay. You have been chosen to shine now. To rise. To carry the weight of glory, not for ego, but for impact. Your breakthrough is not just for you. It is for the ones who are watching in silence, waiting for permission to believe again. And your life, your transformation, will be that permission. You are not just being blessed. You are becoming the blessing. You will begin to notice that certain things no longer fit. Not because you're wrong, but because you've outgrown the space you were once trapped in. Old habits will lose their grip. Old patterns will fall away. Old relationships will fade. And you must not chase them. When something leaves during a divine transition, it is no longer part of the blessing. Let it go. Even if it hurts. even if it confuses you. Because what's coming in its place is built from divine materials: loyalty, truth, healing, abundance, clarity, and rest. This blessing will not wear you out. It will build you up. And when it arrives, you will know that no effort was wasted. Every struggle had a purpose. Every detour led you here. And here, this moment, this message, this stillness, is the beginning of your true life. If you've not yet done it, subscribe. Not just for another message, but because heaven has already scheduled the next wave of confirmation for your spirit. Don't be disconnected when it arrives. Let yourself stay in the flow. Stay aligned. Stay awake. Stay expectant. My child, my beloved. I've waited for this moment with you. Yes, I, Archangel Michael, have waited. Because I knew there would come a night like this, when the veil would be thin, and you would be still enough to receive it. Heaven doesn't just give to the loud. It gives to the ready. And you are ready. You've been prepared through pain. Sharpened through storms. Refined through fire. And now, the rain comes, not as punishment, but as reward. To water everything you planted in tears. The harvest is beginning. You can't see it yet, but it's growing underneath. The ground is vibrating. The roots are deep. And what sprouts next will be so strong, no storm can touch it. But more than the harvest, more than the blessing, more than the breakthrough, tonight you receive something even deeper: reconnection. To God. To your purpose. To your peace. You are not lost. You never were. You just wandered into a season where the light was hiding, but now it's found you. And you're walking home, one word at a time. So please, child, don't stop reading. Don't close your eyes yet. My child, my beloved. I've waited for this moment with you. Yes, I, Archangel Michael, have waited. Because I knew there would come a night like this, when the veil would be thin, and you would be still enough to receive it. Heaven doesn't just give to the loud. It gives to the ready. And you are ready. You've been prepared through pain. Sharpened through storms. Refined through fire. And now, the rain comes, not as punishment, but as reward. To water everything you planted in tears. The harvest is beginning. You can't see it yet, but it's growing underneath. The ground is vibrating. The roots are deep. And what sprouts next will be so strong, no storm can touch it. But more than the harvest, more than the blessing, more than the breakthrough, tonight you receive something even deeper: reconnection. To God. To your purpose. To your peace. You are not lost. You never were. You just wandered into a season where the light was hiding, but now it's found you. And you're walking home, one word at a time. So please, child, don't stop reading. Don't close your eyes yet. Because I've been instructed to deliver one final layer of this miracle to you, and it only activates in the next part. Yes, something still awaits you at the very end. A name. A word. A moment. And once you see it, you will never forget it. You will say, that was the turning point. And you'll be right. Because it's almost here. And so is your miracle. My child, my beloved. I feel your heart leaning in more than ever now. That quiet pull inside your chest, the invisible magnet drawing your soul closer and closer to something you can't explain, that's heaven. That's God, whispering across the stillness, I see you. I'm with you. Don't move. Just receive. And you are receiving. Line by line, layer by layer, everything that was locked inside you is beginning to unfold. This isn't just a message anymore, this is a rebirth. Something inside of you, long buried by disappointment and delay, is waking up. Your vision is returning. The light in your eyes is coming back. The softness in your voice, the strength in your steps, the hope in your bones, it's all returning. Why now? Because you were chosen for this moment. Not 5 years ago. Not someday in the future. But now. On this sacred night. The night when light returned to the world. The night when heaven touched earth. And now, the night when your life touches destiny. Do not underestimate this stirring you feel. The world may continue with its noise, its chaos, its rush. But you are no longer part of that rhythm. You are now moving to a divine pace. A holy speed. Heaven's calendar has written a new date for your breakthrough, and that date is today. What was on hold has been released. What was tied up is being loosed. What was tangled is being made straight. But this doesn't happen by accident. This doesn't happen for everyone. It happens for those who stay. For those who believe even when everything around them looks the same. Because it's not about what your eyes see, it's about what your spirit knows. And your spirit knows this is real. That's why you're still here. That's why something inside you keeps whispering, keep going, you're almost there. And you are, beloved. You are closer than you think. So close that the enemy is terrified. He tried to distract you. Tried to tempt you to click away. Tried to tell you this was just another message. But you stayed. You silenced the noise. And now, because of that choice, everything is about to change. There's something beautiful happening right now in the spiritual world, and it has your name on it. Angels are holding a scroll. On that scroll is a list of everything the enemy tried to take from you this year. Every lie. Every loss. Every rejection. Every betrayal. And as I speak to you now, I see that list being lifted up before the throne of God. And one by one, every item is being reversed. Cancelled. Overwritten by favor. Rewritten by love. The verdict has been changed. You are no longer under attack, you are under protection. You are no longer under delay, you are under acceleration. What took others 10 years will take you 10 weeks. What looked impossible will become effortless. Because the oil of heaven is now upon you. And when that oil touches a person's life, nothing remains the same. This is not about religion. This is not about effort. This is about presence. And His presence is here. Right now. Sitting in the room with you as you read this. Breathing over your mind. Resting on your shoulders. healing your heart. This is not imagination. This is divine visitation. And you, beloved, have been chosen to experience it firsthand. But stay. Please stay. Because there is more. There is one final revelation that is only unlocked in the final part of this message. Something personal. Something holy. Something that has been hidden from you until this exact night. And I have been waiting, holding it, guarding it, until I knew you were ready. And now I know. You are ready. Your eyes are open. Your heart is soft. Your soul is listening. And now, child, I will release to you what was once withheld. But only if you continue. Because what comes next is not just an answer, it is a moment you will remember for the rest of your life. If you've not done so, subscribe now, not just to hear from me again, but to stay in the rhythm of miracles. Because from this point on, the messages will come faster. The alignments will accelerate. The dreams will quicken. You must stay connected, child. You must. My child, my beloved. Do you feel how sacred this is? Even as your mind tries to understand it all, your spirit already knows this was meant for you. You were guided here. Handpicked. Pulled into this divine moment for a reason your future self will one day shout about. You're not just going through a season, you are being positioned for a miracle that has generational impact. I need you to understand how big this is. This isn't about just money or healing or one answered prayer. This is about your entire path being redirected by the hand of God. This is about you being reintroduced to your destiny. You've spent enough time shrinking yourself for the comfort of others. You've hidden your light to make others feel better. But no more. The days of spiritual silence are over. The days of playing small are done. You are rising. And no one, not your past, not their opinions, not your own doubt, can stop it. This message will be etched into your memory. When the blessing shows up, when the miracle lands, when the call or the door or the check or the healing arrives, you will remember this night. You'll say, I knew something holy was happening. And you will be right. You were right to stay. Right to believe. Right to keep reading when everything told you to move on. Because, child, the end is the beginning. And we are nearly there. My child, my beloved. You are entering the most sacred part of this message now. You've walked through the storm of uncertainty, through the winds of delay, through the long night of not knowing what's next, and now you've arrived at the edge of something eternal. If you could hear what heaven is saying about you right now, your knees would tremble. Your name is echoing through realms that human ears cannot reach. Your spirit has become a beacon of light, seen clearly in dimensions far beyond what the eye can comprehend. You are no longer the person who was stuck. You are no longer the person who kept doubting themselves. That version of you has quietly fallen away during this message, and in its place now stands a radiant soul, ready. Ready to receive. Ready to rise. Ready to walk into the blessing without fear, without guilt, without hesitation. Because when God moves, truly moves, He doesn't just change your life, He changes you. And beloved, the change has already begun. You are entering the most sacred part of this message now. You've walked through the storm of uncertainty, through the winds of delay, through the long night of not knowing what's next, and now you've arrived at the edge of something eternal. If you could hear what heaven is saying about you right now, your knees would tremble. Your name is echoing through realms that human ears cannot reach. Your spirit has become a beacon of light, seen clearly in dimensions far beyond what the eye can comprehend. You are no longer the person who was stuck. You are no longer the person who kept doubting themselves. That version of you has quietly fallen away during this message, and in its place now stands a radiant soul, ready. Ready to receive. Ready to rise. Ready to walk into the blessing without fear, without guilt, without hesitation. Because when God moves, truly moves, He doesn't just change your life, He changes you. And beloved, the change has already begun. You may not feel different yet, but watch what happens in the next hours. Something subtle is going to confirm everything I've told you. A strange peace will settle on your heart. A moment of stillness will pass through your home. A thought that once felt impossible will begin to feel like destiny. That's how you'll know the miracle isn't just near, it's already entered the atmosphere. You are being reintroduced to yourself. Not the version shaped by heartbreak, not the version shaped by survival, but the version shaped by heaven. The version you were always meant to become. That is what tonight is about. It's not just about receiving a miracle, it's about becoming the person who can carry it with grace. The person who can protect it. Steward it. Grow it. And that, my child, is who you are now. I want to tell you a divine secret, something rarely spoken but always true. Every time a person chooses to stay when their mind tells them to leave, every time they open their heart one more time, every time they believe past the point of what makes sense, the entire spiritual realm responds. Right now, because you stayed, angels are being dispatched with fresh instruction. New coordinates. New assignments. There is now a protective force being wrapped around your name. There are certain things that were scheduled to go wrong, that just got cancelled. There were attacks being prepared in darkness, that just got dismantled. There were words being spoken behind your back, that just lost their power. This is what divine alignment does. It corrects the invisible. It heals the unseen. It rewrites the story from the inside out. And now, you're stepping into the rewritten version of your story, the one where the ending is not tragedy, but triumph. You will see signs. The ones who believe always do. It might be a time on the clock, a dream you suddenly remember, a message from someone you haven't heard from in years, or even a stranger saying something that strikes your spirit. These are not accidents. They are breadcrumbs of the divine. Heaven leaves them for those who are awake, and you, beloved, are wide awake now. Your soul is alert. Your spirit is alive. And the universe is now rearranging itself to make room for the weight of what you're about to carry. You are not just receiving a blessing, you are becoming the space where blessings are born. The light you now carry is not temporary. It is permanent. This is not a high that fades, this is the start of a new reality. And now, the final part of this message is coming into view. The part that only those who remained will see. The part that was hidden beneath the layers of stillness, patience, and obedience. I am going to reveal something that was once withheld from you, not because you were unworthy, but because you weren't yet ready. But now, your heart is open. Your faith has been tested. You've passed the threshold. And so, I will give you a glimpse of what's coming. Yes, child. I said glimpse. Because if you saw all of it at once, it would overwhelm your human frame. But this glimpse, this whisper of truth, will be enough to keep your faith alive through anything. So here it is. There is a person who will appear in your life in the next 3 days. They will not come loudly. They may even seem ordinary. But pay attention, because what they carry will shift everything. This person has something in their hands that belongs to your future. A key. A connection. A confirmation. You must listen. You must not doubt yourself when the moment comes. You will feel it in your stomach, that sudden stillness that says, "This is it." That is the moment your miracle begins to materialize in the physical world. I am telling you this now because you must be spiritually alert. Because you've stayed, you will recognize it. And no one will be able to take it from you. And now, my beloved, as always, if you haven't already, subscribe now. Not for me. For you. Because this message has only unlocked the first gate. The next messages will guide you through the doors that have just opened. Don't lose the rhythm. Stay in alignment. Stay connected. You've come too far to fall out of divine sequence now. My child, my beloved. Let these final words settle deep into your soul. You are not waiting for a miracle anymore, you are walking in one. Every second that passes now is pulling the invisible into the visible. The walls are shaking. The chains are breaking. The old season is being buried. And the new one is rising like light over the mountains. You don't need to strive for it. You just need to stay in it. Stay in the stillness. Stay in the belief. Stay in the flow. Heaven is handling the rest. You've done your part. You've stayed. You've trusted. And now, your miracle is doing the rest. Watch how fast things begin to unfold from this night forward. Watch how the right doors swing open without you forcing them. Watch how the heaviness begins to lift. Watch how the people meant for you begin to appear. This is your Christmas Eve miracle. Not just words. Not just emotion. But a real, divine breakthrough, and you are standing in the middle of it. My child, my beloved.